The text? You texted?
Yeah, it's in the group chat from like a couple of days ago. When I said this what we need to be worried about. It was something like that.
Oh,
Was it a
yeah.
video? Was it an Instagram clip?
It might have been TikTok. Hold on.
Well, that
It's one that I sent early this
with
morning.
Guy Christensen.
Yeah, that's one. That's one. Uh,
Stand with Israel Act.
yeah.
What does he have to do with that though? Hmm. I don't know. I haven't. It's been difficult for me to like know what to follow. So I've been pretty much watching like the .gov websites, like when Trump puts an order in, or the what's the other .gov? There's another .gov one I watch, and then the Doge.gov one. So I'm like, I'm getting lost with where to go to find what people are saying that other people are doing. And then you'll hear like this is trying to get passed, but then you'll go and you'll see the hearing where nothing's passed yet. And so I'm like, well, is something passed or is something not passed? So I'm watching the hearings. And then after a while, especially since I started digging into the Bible, I just haven't had enough time to follow all
I
of
didn't
it. So
know
that's
that
why
you
I'm
can
like
even
curious.
pass laws and the way that they're trying to say that he's passing law. That's what I'm saying. Like
Right.
RFK, how can RFK Jr. pass a law?
Like, did they change the process?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
don't understand it.
And I think that was another thing Candace Owens was being critical about because she's like, how are you basically doing everything these people want you to do and they took out your family? That was another point she was trying to make.
I don't understand it. How can you pass a law?
He working behind the scenes to have them passed.
How do they know this? Like, is there some source of information that I'm not familiar with that
Or a
other people have?
whistleblower.
Like, I want to see the source myself. I can't by default, and this is the thing. It's almost like information overload because when people say stuff like I seen somebody objectively, I'm gonna just speak objectively right now. I seen somebody criticizing Jasmine Crockett for something. And they were saying that I forgot what they accused her of. They said that oh, I know what it was. It was this big thing that everybody was running with and that they were commenting on. And they said that one of the reasons why she didn't want Elon Musk to, investigate Social Security was because for the past 12 years, her grandmother had passed away and she had been receiving all of her grandmother's checks, and that she said that she forgot to report it, right? And so, of course, a whole bunch of people were sending it to me to react to. And because I have a decent sized platform, I have to be careful. So I went and I did the research, and I found out that it was from a troll account and a think tank account that was basically creating the rumor that 100% wasn't true. And so, yeah, of course, I would like to react to something like that if it was true, but I had to go and do the research to find out for myself. And so, a lot of times, what's happening on social media platforms is that we're mixing up social commentary of people's opinions with stuff that's really happening. You know what I'm saying? And so when I ask questions, and maybe I'm just not intelligent enough. When I'm asking questions, I often ask questions because I'm trying to understand where the information came from and how do other people know these things, or if I'm just supposed to take somebody's word from it that came from a person that came from a person, because it's irresponsible for me to have an opinion and kill somebody even if I don't like them if I don't even know if the information is true. I can't criticize somebody if the information is not true. Like I would have loved to took her to task over that, but I can't take her to task. And so I'm like, wait a minute. Now I have to spend an hour and a half tracking down exactly where the source came from. And it's like, oh, this came from some trash and it's not even true. And it's been dispelled. So that's why I always say, well, where did it come from? Because I think that in this social media era, a lot of times it's easy to get it mixed up with social commentary or somebody's opinion or rumor with, you know what I'm saying, with real information of where it's happening. I haven't gotten that. And I'm pretty sure it's like, well, wouldn't that be something that MSNBC would jump all over if this is what he was working on?
Hell no.
Why wouldn't
Hell
they jump
no.
over it? MSNBC
Hell
and
no.
these places can't wait to talk about Trump.
They're not about to jump on that, man. They ain't jumped on
Why
it. They
wouldn't
ain't
they?
jumped on it. They ain't jumped on it in however many years. They ain't about to jump on it now.
Why wouldn't they
But
jump on
this,
the RFK, going off on RFK and stuff?
but Stand with Israel Act, that's a real thing.
No. About him trying to pass certain laws and stuff.
What do you mean? Why wouldn't they jump on that?
Why wouldn't they jump on that as an opportunity in order to continue to talk about how he, you know what I'm saying? Because they against Trump, against Trump.
They're not. They're not gonna talk about anything. Like, when have you ever heard anything about Israel in the news besides the war?
Every day.
They don't talk about. They don't talk about all the other stuff. They
Well,
don't talk
maybe
about none
my
of that. I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm not gonna speak on it on here. But they don't talk about a lot of the stuff that really goes on. They do not speak on that stuff.
Like
so then
what?
how did so
I'm
if they
not.
don't but if they don't
You
talk
can't
about it,
talk
right?
about it.
But if
I'm
nobody
not
can
talking
talk
about it.
about it,
Well,
if
how do we
nobody talks
know?
about it, then how do people know if nobody talks about it?
Because they have. Do you know what anti-Semitism is? Do you not see people
Slimmy,
getting
before
flamed?
Slimmy, before you
People lose their whole careers because of that.
Slimmy, I'm just trying to keep this at a very like simplistic level. I promise you that I'm really trying to understand. Like you don't have to get frustrated. Like I'm bucking against what you're saying. I'm trying to follow. Anton's asking you about it. You're like, I'm not gonna say it here, and you're like, nobody, you can't talk about it. So if no one can talk about it, then how do y'all know it to not even talk about what you know? Like, how do we find out?
Right. I feel the same way. I'm trying to understand it.
Trying to,
How
I'm
do everybody
because I'm
know?
even looking
How do everybody know if nobody knows?
right. I'm
What is that?
okay, and that is dated in 2024.
Right.
So then who? So
So
what is
it's
our
real. It's an actual
nobody?
thing.
But no, okay. I'm not telling you it's fake or real. You sent the clip and was like, "This is what we really need to." I don't know what you said. Like, this is what we need. This is serious or something like that. So and then you mentioned RFK, and I'm sitting here and I Googled the Stand with Israel Act 2025 because everything that came up was dated back in 2024. RFK wasn't in office then, and then I Googled the clip that I just watched with the guy. He said that they passed it in his state. And the state he's in is Pennsylvania. So I Googled Stand with Israel Act 2025 Pennsylvania. And it brings up something about the Pennsylvania Treasury Department, which is dated June 27th, 2024. And when I read it, it doesn't say it's like when I go into one of these the congress.gov, it says Senator James Risch, he introduced it in November of 2024, and it says it was read and referred to the Committee on Foreign Relations. It was just introduced. It says that it hasn't been passed. So I'm just trying to find where you're finding what you're talking about so I can get on the same page because I don't see what you're saying. And from his video, I don't even understand half of what he's saying in terms of the relevance, like to me. And I'm not saying it's not important, but I'm trying my best to connect the dots and I can't find the dots. So just can you help since you know so much about this topic?
The video is right there. I mean, I don't know what more you want me to do or to say.
So what am I missing from the video? Like what would you say are the key things to take note of from his video that is of importance to us? Because maybe I'm missing it. I'm not adverse to the fact that maybe it's going over my head.
What more do you want to know?
Never mind.
What more do you want to know? I mean, it's plain as day.
Oh,
You're not
I
even.
think I think I think I'm too
freedom.
slow for the big
Off slow
issues
is
of
fun
the
too,
world.
Keri.
I'm
I
just too
agree too.
stupid. I'ma stay in this book, this Bible, and I'm gonna pray that God covers me through my ignorance because I don't I want to feel what you're feeling, but I don't see it. I can't feel it. I don't understand.
We talking about laws? What are we? I'm losing the conversation.
I'm lost as fuck
You
too.
gotta ask Slimmy because I don't know.
No. Seriously, because listen, I know it's a lot of deep people out here. I ain't even gonna cap, man. I be lost as hell sometimes, bro. And that's why I only speak on stuff that I know personally because, yo, sometimes I be like, yo, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Because I be trying to follow it and I be doing the deep dives and I be doing my research. I just fucking take a nap after a while. I'll be like, shit, I don't know where they getting this shit from. Seriously, I just go to sleep. And maybe I'm too slow.
That's
Why is
how I
this
be
stick to
feeling.
finance and shit? But
It's a lot to keep up with. I haven't even kind of, especially after the elections. I try to keep up with like the important stuff, but some stuff I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth. Can't do
But
it.
that's why I thought that if I like listen whenever I see Trump or Vance speak, Elon speak, like the heads of think people, the heads of committees and all of that speak, I try my best to watch. I told you I watch the hearings. I look at the website. Like I'm putting the effort in, Slimmy. I am. But if there's somewhere you think I should be going, or a resource I should add to my list, you would have to say it. Like you'd have to send it to me or something because I'm clearly missing it. Oh, and I even watched the conversation between Jewish people and other people on the whole topic of Israel a couple of months ago. Like I was really trying to understand everything, and I just, whew, I feel a little challenged.
I am challenged.
So,
I do remember Candace Owens, she was critical over, was it her or Ian Carroll, one of them, over JD Vance and his ties to some big company. I think she's just, I don't know. There's a lot going on.
I'm pretty sure that there's a lot happening behind the scenes that we don't know, right? That goes without saying on all sides. The thing that I try to understand personally is how does the general public know and I don't? Like, where are they getting the information from that I'm not aware of?
see,
Or is
and
it
then
they just
TikTok,
more
listen,
effectively,
TikTok.
or are they more effectively able to put the dots together that I can't? Is what I'm saying.
so okay, so for instance, somebody in the comment, and I'm not trying to even be funny, whoever this is, I can't pronounce your name. Keri, you have to go back to understand the present, even before World War II. And okay, I'll do that. But where, like, what does that mean?
There's a
The
whole lot of stuff
Rothschilds.
before
There's
World
a
War
lot,
II.
right? You know what
The
I'm saying? Like,
Rothschilds
I
family,
am not
probably.
adverse to learning. I'm not adverse to research, learning, to being wrong, to having a new perspective. But
Somebody said, hey, they look at the JFK files. You know how many files that is?
yeah, it's like over 1,000 pages or something
No, it's
like
way
that.
more than that. I think it's like, let me see.
Five. Trump said it the other day. Like, I'm not even trying to be lazy and be like, give me the Cliff Notes. Just give me where to go or something. Give me a hint, a crossword puzzle or something. Like, help me out and I'll go.
They
But
say
I got 4 kids
more
and
than
a
6
husband.
million pages.
Whoa. They
More
don't
than
want people to
who?
read that.
More than
More than how
six
many?
million. They say it's more than 6 million pages. The most recent one, the ones that's being released, the documents that was released were more than 31,000 pages. Where
31,000. Yeah,
did
Trump
y'all
said
read
something like
all of
that.
that shit?
Mhm. Ask Enrique, Carrie.
No.
Sum it up.
No, seriously. Like I'm looking at the most recent release of the JFK files. It's over 31,000 pages. Who read all of that shit?
All those people that you said go to school.
How much of that is redacted on top of that? They probably redacted a bunch of stuff out.
And
Okay.
like people be like, Anton, go read this. Like, what page, nigga?
Okay, so Keri, you have to research topics like who really owns the world, the Federal Reserve, the Jews in Israel, how presidents are chosen. Okay. And I researched that however I see fit. But I'm guessing there's certain sources you can trust and certain sources you can't. And then after I find that out, what do I then do? Like, am I researching to just be educated
Keri,
or to
Keri,
do
Keri,
something?
Keri, Keri. Somebody said, Keri and AD, do your research on APAC and what was the name before. Listen. Y'all gonna have to tell us. Just tell us what it is that we're missing, and then give us a reference point. Don't tell
Mm-mm.
me to research a whole thing.
Because they don't fucking know.
Like y'all gotta just tell
They
us.
know,
Like,
but
tell me.
you can't say it. You can't say certain things without getting demonetized.
No, in the chat, they not even talking. They'll say, "Hey, go research this." It's like, what part?
Nigga, just tell me, nigga. Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you tell me a scripture in the Bible or something, you say, "Hey, man, this is what happened when Jesus is like." Okay, cool. And if you reference Matthew, you know what I'm saying, this and that, and so on and so forth. If you go and talk about the parables or the Acts of the Apostles, like you can cite the script. They'll say the scripture, and then you can start to deep dive into the context or whatever. Give me somewhere to centralize my focus. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't.
No, they're gonna direct you to a
direct me.
8,000-page document.
I learn differently. I can't read
And
31,000.
after I do, I will admit, I keep hearing read the book Behold a Pale Horse. A man told me in Kmart like 15 years ago to read that book. So I
Disqualified.
am, it's
Not in
called Behold
Kmart.
a Pale Horse. Yeah, yeah. Way back then he was like, you need to get off the grid. He was like, anyway, so that book, I definitely need to pick that book up because people have talked about it so much.
No, if they
But
talking about getting off the grid,
um
you straight.
but my question though, and this is not like I won't research without this answer, but I do want to understand, is the purpose of all of this research to get people to understand something or to do something? Like, you know what I'm saying? What is this, just to know what's going on with our country, or this will help you to make a decision and move a certain way?
My
It's
thing
more
is
enlightenment.
Enlightenment.
even finding out all this
Okay.
information, what are people actually going to do differently in their lives?
Nothing.
Y'all are still gonna use the bank,
Somebody
still
said,
gonna shop.
check this part out.
But at least you said enlightenment, Slimmy. I appreciate the answer.
I like it when people say stuff about me because sometimes I find it hilarious. No Filter Boy says, AD being dumb, ignorant, dumbass nigga. Like, what the fuck? How does that help me? You know what I'm saying?
Like, being ignorant is not a bad thing. We can't know everything.
Why do people feel like insulting you is going to help you become more knowledgeable about whatever it is that we talk about?
Slimmy, do you feel like I'm being condescending to you?
No,
Because
I just
I'm
don't. I
genuine.
don't.
Somebody said I am. I'm genuinely not trying to be condescending. I'm like,
Carrie,
so
Carrie,
in
you
the
know what
event that
this
I
remind me
We
am,
of?
just can't talk. You can't
You
talk
know what
about it,
this
so it's
remind
hard
me
to
of,
explain
Carrie?
it.
I seen a
I'm
video one time on I think it was Instagram, and the mother was like it was a boy that was studying, and like I guess he had asked his, like he kept getting his homework wrong or something, and the mother and the boy was like, you know, he was kind of scared to answer anymore because every time the father, and I'm gonna just make up, I don't remember what the question was. The father was like, or the mother was like, "What is 2 + 2 × 6?" 2 + 2, and he would be like he stopped even thinking. He just started saying any answer. He was like 4, you know what I'm saying? And he kept getting whoopings because he didn't know the answer. I feel like I'm getting whooped right now because I don't know the answer.
That used to happen to my brother.
Oh, yeah,
That's
like
why I'm saying I'm they're saying stuff about me, and I'm genuinely trying to understand. Like I
it's almost like they say, "Hey," when a teacher first say, "There's no bad questions," and then you answer a question, they'd be like, "You dumb
oh
motherfucker."
yeah, no dumb questions. Yeah, like you lied, y'all lied, y'all lied, liars.
Ooh.
I
Even if
tried.
I admit I don't know nothing, they be like, "Dog, say something else. Say one more thing." Then that's when the nigga don't even want to participate in the conversation. I'm like, all right, skip it then.
Oh, they're looking out for you, Anton. They
Thank,
said we
thank
can't,
you.
Keri, we can't tell you everything on here because of Anton safety.
Who told y'all
Got it.
YouTube's monetization policies?